Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, and justice for all.
I'd like to call this meeting to order and check, Dr. Krippeliver, are there any public comments?
At this time, there are no public comments, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the meeting over to you, Dr. Krippeliver, to get us started.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Music. Good evening, everyone. Appreciate you being here this evening for our monthly school board meeting. I also want to welcome those that are watching our meeting live, streamed online. So welcome, and we appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to view our school board meeting. But more importantly, thank you, audience, for taking the time to be here with us this evening. At this time, what I'd like to do is introduce to you the principal here at Virgil I. Bailey Elementary School, who has some information she would like to share with the board. And I understand, so make some recognitions of some of our Bailey students. That's something we always look forward to, is putting our students in the limelight a little bit and bragging about our students, their good works and their accomplishments. So without further ado, Miss Kim Hayes, principal at Bailey Elementary.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you, board and everyone, for joining us tonight. Thank you, everyone in the audience. This is amazing. I'm so thankful that you took the time out of your evening to come share the wonderful things that we're doing. So I'm old school, so I'm going to read my script just so I make sure I cover everything. And then I have lots of other staff members that I'd like to bring up so they can also share good things about the students here at Bailey. Thank you for the opportunity to share some of the wonderful things happening at our school this year. We've had very, very positive and productive year, and I'd like to take a few minutes to highlight several of our recent successes. As you know, shared at our last board meeting, Ms. Havens and I are continuously working hard to align both of our elementary buildings together for consistency. Mrs. Havens shared with us last month all of our amazing things that Liz Aprisco and Ginger Bailey bring to the table. They are definitely two of the main reasons why things are moving in the right direction at the elementary level. And Mrs. Bailey's here in the audience if you want to. I don't know if anyone here has met her before, but she's one of our amazing people, and Mr. Prisco could not be here this evening. One area we continue to grow is student involvement and collaboration within our school setting. We've maintained strong participation in our student clubs such as Art Club, Spell Bowl, and Math Bowl. And this year we were excited to introduce a student council for the first time. So that's a lot of our red shirt students here. They'll be up here shortly. It has been fantastic to see our students step into leadership roles, helping with school events and speaking up as representatives of their peers. This group truly gives students a voice within the building and a sense of ownership in their school experience. Mrs. Richardson and Mrs. Shively are the two sponsors for the group. Mrs. Richardson will be sharing more information here shortly. To support student motivation and positive habits, we've introduced several recognition and celebration initiatives. Each week, our attendance trophy is awarded to the class with the highest attendance percentage, which has encouraged a healthy sense of competition and accountability. At the end of every quarter, we celebrate the overall winning class that has had the highest percentage of attendance for that quarter. Mrs. Bailey allows them the teacher gets an extra plan time, and then PTO is graciously given treats to the kids as well as to the teacher. At the end of every quarter, we do our award ceremonies to celebrate the students. Last year, we implemented, the very last one was our red carpet award ceremony. Everyone dressed up. It was really cute. We had a red carpet. I'm not sure if we're going to have that this year, but that will be the last week before we end for the school year. With all of these award ceremonies, it is my goal and the teacher's goal to make sure that we recognize every student at some point throughout the school year to celebrate their growth and accomplishments. We continue to recognize students and staff on the morning announcements with my 5th grade team. is up there every day helping us. We celebrate student and staff birthdays, academic accomplishments, random acts of kindness. And this year we began celebrating our staff on Wednesdays with our WOW winners. These staff members are nominated for someone witnessing outstanding work. So when their name is called, they come to the office. We have this big little fancy wheel and they get to win a prize. So it's been a huge hit in our building. Thank you to Mrs. Bailey. That was one of her ideas that she brought to the table. Looking ahead to next year, several staff members have already expressed interest in launching new student clubs and activities, which will further enhance our culture of engagement and belonging. We've also seen a significant increase in our PTO involvement since I've been here. Where she's at, she's right there. There's a couple of them here. So thank you, ladies, for helping almost every day throughout the school year. I don't know what we would do without you both. We have lots of school dances this year, weekly treats on Fridays. We did a staff appreciation week, which was amazing. And then this year we came up with student appreciation week, which we started off with an awesome assembly with the science wizard. I don't know if your students came home talking about it, but my mind was blown away. So I think they had a great time too. So we just want to keep recognizing them for all of the good that they're doing. And then back to my PTO members, I just want to thank you all for all of the time and energy you pour into our building each week. And then one of the things that I did bring to the school this year was through Northwest Indiana No Child Hungry. Mrs. Gretchen Mercer is the individual that I've been working with to allow some of our students to have buddy bags, which is they can sign up for a buddy bag, which is non-perishable items they can have through the weekend at home. So I'm excited to continue that into next school year. So if that's something that your child wants to sign up for, we can definitely make that work. All of these efforts, big and small, are helping us build a school culture that is positive, student-centered, and full of opportunity. Thank you for your continued support, and we're excited to see what next year will bring. I have a couple of reminders that I want to share out. Kindergarten enrollment is open for both Bailey and Hamilton. If you know of a child that turns 5 after August 1st, let them know to enroll. And then last but not least, North American Games is next Friday. Hamilton and Bailey will be competing for the bell. Hopefully it stays here. Okay. And then I do have several certificates that I like to pass out, kind of recognizing some of our students. I will start off with our Spell Bowl students. So if you are in Spell Bowl, if you want to come on up here and line up, and then I'll call out your names and we'll pass out certificates. Mrs. Scardozzi. Sorry. I think Mrs. Ellenberger's here tonight. Girls can come over here. I'm going to hand over the microphone to Mrs. Gartozzi, and she's going to say some wonderful things.
Wonderful things. No, they were awesome. The kids were great this year. They worked very hard every week. We worked with the words and they did very well. We're very proud of them. Congratulations, girls. Thank you for coming. Good.
So I'm going to hand out the awards that we have here. So we have Jose Flores Cervantes. Awesome job. Ruth Alcaraz. I have Ava Ellenberg. Oh, here it is. Ava Ellenberger. And then the students that were not able to join us tonight, I would just like to recognize their names. Alexis Coleman, Jonathan Lassard, Cassidy Bridgewater, Nevaeh Prince, and Silas Clark. A round of applause for all of our Spell Bowl team. Thank you. And Math Bowl, Mrs. Shively could not be here this evening, but she wanted me to share that these kids are incredible. They are so intelligent, hardworking, and anything is within their grasp. She says, thank you for being a part of the team, and thank you to parents for making sure that they showed up to practice every week. So I'll name off the, or call off the names. If you're here, come on up. Arthur King. Xander Mitchell. Jonathan Lassard. Jose Flores Cervantes. Harmony Jackson. Silas Clark. Brooklyn Brown. Ruth Alcaraz. And Alexis Coleman. All right. Thank you, Math Bowl. You guys are awesome. Great job. And I have one more award. And then I'll hand over the microphone to Mrs. Richardson. So last year when I came over here to Lake Station, Mrs. Havens and I had chosen to give the iRead assessment to grade 2. So this year is mandatory, but last year we opted in. So this year, so the students have to pass it in order to be promoted to 4th grade. So our 2nd grade students this year did a great job. And I have one student that earned a perfect score. So it's like it's not been heard of here at Lake Station. So in 2nd grade, she earned a perfect score on her iRead, and this award goes to Miss Chloe Johnson. So that's a huge honor. You're 1 in a million, girl. We're so proud of you. All right, Chloe Johnson. Oh, and then I'm going to singly call out Miss Alexis Coleman. She has several awards up here. So you were Math Bowl and Spell Bowl. Yes. There you go. Here's your Math Bowl. And Spell Bowl. Turn around and see everybody. All right, Mrs. Richardson, come on up.
Okay, I just want to start by saying how incredibly proud I am of this group of students. If you didn't hear, the first Bailey Student Council, so round of applause for that. Look at you. But honestly, these kids came to meetings, they donated their time, volunteered their time after school. We've had weekend events. And they show up. They also come prepared. They have shared so many ideas to increase student involvement, have a leadership voice in our school. They don't just come to the meeting for the snacks, but they do enjoy the snack. But they do come with ideas. They have been in charge of all of our Spirit Weeks this week, this year. They come up with our Spirit Day ideas. They have come up with different ways to celebrate teachers, students, increase some involvement of just letting the students have a voice. But it has been amazing to watch your leadership skills develop. I have noticed, other teachers have noticed you helping the younger students. We've had some instances where you big kids, that's what we call you in little kid land, just kind of step up to help out along the way. In case you have forgotten, some amazing things you have already done. On your first year of student council, we walked the homecoming parade on very short notice, but we did it and we looked great out there. You also reached out into the community. We did an activity with the senior center. We provided cards and candies for the senior center at their Christmas holiday dinner. We have done student appreciation time. We've are working on some things for next year. You also have helped decorate the building. They have just really stepped up the role of using their voice in a positive way. I am so proud of you, and I really hope that you come back for student council next year, but continue to use your voice in a positive way. The little steps of kindness that you put out here, you have really helped change the culture of our building as well. So I hope to see you next year joining student council, wearing these red shirts and being amazing. You really are amazing. Thank you.
And that's all I have. So thank you for letting me share all the good things. Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Hayes. Thank you, Mrs. Richardson. And one final applause for all of our Bailey students and their accomplishments this evening. Please join me. As I said a moment ago, one thing that we like to do as a board and as administrators and teachers is we really like to put our students in the spotlight, because our students are very hardworking students doing amazing things in the classroom and for their schools, for their friends. And we really want to recognize that. And one of my favorite things to do, as I said, is to brag about our students. So I appreciate you allowing us, Mrs. Hayes, to have that opportunity to show off our good students and to brag a little bit about them and their good accomplishments. So we really enjoyed them. Thank you for coming. At this time, we are going to be moving into the business part of our agenda. So we also are conscious about dinner time and homework time and bedtime. So if any of you need to leave because you have some of those things or other things you need to address, we will pause our meeting for just a moment and allow you that opportunity. However, we really like for you to stay. It goes quickly. It's not very long. But if you do need to leave at this point, we certainly understand. So we'll pause for just a minute, allowing people to do that. All right, then we will go ahead and continue with the business portion of our school board meeting this evening. The first item, Mr. President and members of the school board, I'd like to recommend that you pass the consent agenda as presented to you this evening. The items on the consent agenda are approval of minutes, financial fiscal, extracurricular hiring and resignations, and donations. And if I could take just a quick moment, I'd like to recognize those people that are making donations to our school district. Friends of Bailey School has donated $600 for the end of the year assembly. The varsity football program received donations from J&J's Pizza of $500. Raw Auto, $300 for the football program, and Cut Up and Dye, $300 for the football program. Smokin' E Barbecue donated $500, and Coach Glenn Gully of the varsity football team donated $530.29. To the baseball program, Jennifer and Wallace McCormick have donated $50 to the baseball program, and a donor that wishes to be anonymous has donated $100 to the baseball program. For high school girls track, Mary Marquez has donated $25. And Edison Student Activity Fund, Costco Workplace Giving Campaign has donated $93.50. I just want to thank all of those organizations and individuals that have made donations to our school corporation. At this time, Mr. President, I would recommend that you approve the consent agenda as presented this evening.
We've heard the recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Is there any discussion? I'll just pause for a moment. I do want to thank everyone that donated. It's awesome to see those donations come through for our programs, and we really appreciate that community support. With that, we'll go ahead and call a vote. Mr. Billups,
Aye.
Mr. Poeska,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
Moving to the next page, or if you've taken copies of the agenda that are out on the table, you would just go to the back page. We'll move on to personnel items. Item number 1, recommend to the board this evening that they approve Linda Scartosi's request for an unpaid leave of absence that ended on May the 9th, 2025.
Heard the recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion? No. All right, we'll take it to a vote. Mr. Billups,
Aye.
Mr. Poeska,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
Item number 2, I recommend to the board that they accept the following teacher resignations. Courtney Gray, effective May the 9th. Amber Ratcliffe, Ashley Piktarczyk, Linda Scartosi, and Kylie Eldridge, resignations effective at the end of the school year.
We've heard the recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion?
Discussion.
Okay, we'll take it to a vote. Mr. Billups,
Aye.
Mr. Poeska,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
Item number 3, I would recommend to the board that they approve to hire Diana Flanagan to be the principal at Edison Junior Senior High School, effective with the 2025-2026 school year.
We've heard the recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
No discussion.
I would like to just say something about Miss Flanagan. This past year has been a tough one, and she has really stepped up at every step of the way with everything that we were working through. Oh, there she is. I was looking for her. I do want to say that we really appreciate everything you did. I know, you came into this year as, an assistant principal, and you had to step up and take on all those extra roles and with a lot of uncertainty going around. So thank you very much for everything you did. Any other discussion?
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, so we'll take it to a vote. Mr. Billups,
Aye.
Mr. Poeska,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
Next item under personnel, I recommend to the board that they approve to hire Kevin Jones as Dean of Students at Edison Junior Senior High School, effective the 2025-2026 school year.
We've heard the recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Is there any discussion? All right, we'll take it to a vote. Mr. Billups,
Aye.
Mr. Poeska,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
Next item, I recommend to the board that they approve to hire Laverne Marquez as a school bus driver, effective immediately.
We've heard the recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Is there any discussion? All right, we'll take it to a vote. Mr. Billups,
Aye.
Mr. Poeska,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
The next item, I recommend to the board that they approve the recommendation to award Mrs. Flanagan a one-time supplemental payment of $10,000 for accepting additional leadership duties at Edison Junior Senior High School.
We've heard the recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion?
I just want to thank Mrs. Flanagan for taking on the extra responsibilities and giving so much care to our students here. Thank you.
I would like to echo that. As we were just saying, we appreciate everything you did, and this is how we want to make sure we show it. So, thank you again for everything. Any other discussion? All right, we'll take it to a vote. Mr. Billups,
Aye.
Mr. Poeska,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
I'd like to recommend this evening to the board that they approve to hire Eric Reese as Dean of Students at Edison Junior Senior High School, effective for the 2025-2026 school year.
We've heard the recommendation. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion?
Discussion.
The one thing I wanted to point out is you might have noticed a couple of bullet points ago, we did hire someone else as Dean of Students for the junior high and high school. So what we are doing this upcoming school year, we're trying something a little different. There will be 2 dean of student positions at the high school, but there will not be an assistant principal position at the high school this upcoming year. Obviously, Dr. Kripliver and Ms. Pipa can speak to this more if they would like, but it's something that we've explored. We feel like it could be a better fit for the teachers and the staff at the school and be able to be more supportive for them and our students. And if they would like to expand on that, they can.
Well, just as Mr. Music said, we are restructuring the junior, senior high school administration by having those 2 deans. Both of them come with very good experiences. One, good experience working with the junior high students. The other one having an incredible career in education, working at the high school level, as well as from time to time working with junior high students. So by having this good diversity with a junior high teacher and senior high teacher working with Mrs. Flanagan, we feel that this will be a good opportunity to readjust our administration at high school to really support and reach out to those 2 grade levels, the high school grade level, as well as the junior high school level. So we're looking forward to having those gentlemen come on board, if that's the pleasure of the board, and to really develop that team effort that has been at Edison's junior, senior high school for many years, but this year we've kind of lost that. We have felt the loss of that teamwork with the administration, and we're anxious to restore that for the upcoming year. Thank you, Mr. Music.
Is there any other discussion? All right, we'll take it to a vote. Mr. Billups,
Aye.
Mr. Poeska,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
The next item under personnel, I recommend to the board, they approve to hire Haley Hausman as an elementary teacher in our school district for the 2025-2026 school year.
We've heard the recommendation. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Okay. The only minor detail to point out is that Haley would be hired as a, elementary teacher. We haven't found a specific building or grade level for her at the moment, but our principals, as you may have picked up from the earlier presentation, they work very closely together, and they would, be making those recommendations as far as where the teachers should be placed next year. Is there any other discussion? All right, we'll take it to a vote. Mr. Billups,
Aye.
Mr. Poeska,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
Next item, I recommend to the board, excuse me, that they approve the recommendation to suspend Ms. Godby without pay for 5 workdays, September 15th through September 19th, with her returning on Monday, September 22nd, 2025, for board policy violations.
We've heard the recommendation. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion? We'll take it to a vote. Mr. Billups,
Aye.
Mr. Poeska,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
The last item under personnel, I'd like to recommend to the board that they approve to hire Mia Wineland to work as an English teacher during our summer school program.
We've heard the recommendation. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion? The only point of clarity for this one for me is that you may be familiar with Miss Wineland if you have any kids in the school system. She is actually an employee through the NISEC co-op, so us hiring her for the summer school program is just because she is not officially part of our school system. She's through the co-op, but we do use her skills over the summer for our summer school. So with that, any other discussion? All right, we'll take it to a vote. Mr. Billups,
Aye.
Mr. Poeska,
Aye.
and I vote aye.
Mr. President, I have no further business to come before the board, except to remind everyone that our next monthly school board meeting will be held on Wednesday, June 18th, 2025 at Edison Junior Senior High School, and that meeting will start at 7 p.m. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Does anyone have any parting comments? Mr. Billups?
Thank you to Ms. Hayes and her staff for hosting us this meeting. And to all the students who got awards tonight, great job. Keep up the great work. And for everybody coming out, thanks for joining us. People watching at home, thank you for joining us. And that's it for me.
Mr. Poeska?
Just would like to say thank you to Mrs. Hayes. Congratulations to all you students. Keep up the great work. Thank everybody for attending and thank you for tuning in and watching us online.
Thank you. Yeah, I would like to say thank you, everyone that came out. This is probably one of probably the biggest meeting since I've been on the school board, to see all this attendance. So I really appreciate you all coming out. And I appreciate the kids, what they did with the math bowl and spell bowl, the perfect score on the iRead, especially as a second grader. That's amazing. So congratulations on that. Student council starting at this level. I'm sure that's going to be great for you, especially as you move into high school. Get an early start on that. So, great job working on all those things, putting those things together. I get the unique privilege of, calling out my nephew Jackson over there. How you doing? But thank you all for, coming out tonight, and thank you for hosting us. Dr. Kripliver?
Yes, I do have a few announcements that I'd like to make our community members aware of. Soccer is coming to Lake Station for ages 6 through 14. And you can register for soccer by going to the website Lake Station Soccer, all one word, .com. And at the table, as you entered the gym this evening, there are small flyers that you can take with you to give you more information about the soccer program. Also, I'd like to recognize the Lake Station School Board for being recognized by the Indiana School Board Association as being an advanced school board for the year 2024. So congratulations to our school board members. There are some upcoming community events that I would like to inform everyone about. On May 31st is a Touch a Truck program at Riverview Park, starting at 10 o'clock to 2 p.m. They will have a different variety of trucks, police cars, fire trucks, dump trucks, plow trucks, a whole host of trucks that children and students, as well as grown-ups, can touch, sit in the cabs of those trucks and get to know a little bit about what those trucks do. So that will be coming up on May 31st at Riverview Park. On June 7th and June the 8th, the Northwest Indiana Pride Festival will be held at Riverview Park from 10 in the morning till 10 p.m. And June 21st and June 22nd is the Hoosiers Veterans Festival, where we pay recognition and honor to the vets here in our community. That will be held at Riverview Park from noon to 11 p.m. on Saturday, and from noon to 6 p.m. on that Sunday. So we encourage you to come out. There'll be food trucks, activities for the students and our children to participate in, and it's a good family event, all three of these events. So we encourage you to come out and be a part of that as your schedule permits. My last announcement today, prior to us having our school board meeting, we had the Senior Awards program held at Edison Junior Senior High School. And we gave a variety of awards to our students for their hard work and their leadership in their classroom, in their scholastics, also in their athletics. But one thing I want to highlight is we also gave scholarships to those graduating seniors for a variety of things. This year's graduating class at Edison High School has earned in scholarships to further their education in the amount of $2,491,000. That is what's going to be distributed to our graduating seniors this year for them to use that for their furthering their education. I'm astounded by that we are able to give that much in scholarships with what we have in foundations, Dollars for Scholars, 21st Century, and other programs that provide scholarships to our students. So I just wanted to point that out to you and congratulate those graduating seniors for their scholarship winnings. Thank you, Mr. President.
Ms. Pipa?
I have a couple closing announcements for myself. One is congratulations to all the students. It's always a great joy to see all the wonderful things that you're doing and for you to be recognized for your hard work and dedication. So thank you very much. And thank you to the teachers that are sponsors and helping our students achieve success. I'd also like to thank everyone for the mug and the goodies that we received. That was very nice. Thank you, Mr. Music, for being the president today. I appreciate you stepping in, and the other board members for being here today. I'd like to congratulate Mrs. Scartozzi for her retirement. The years you have put in, you have touched thousands of lives, and thank you so much for all your hard work. Congratulations to the seniors. That's amazing that they earned that much money throughout all the scholarships and them researching what's available out there and submitting their applications and having the grades and the scholarships of community and so forth that it takes to earn those scholarships. So congratulations to them. I would also like to congratulate Mrs. Flanagan. It has not been an easy year, we know. You've had to double time a lot. I believe you may be able to get 20 minutes of sleep this evening. So thank you so much for all your time and congratulations to you. It's well deserved and we're excited for the next school year. And I'd also like to congratulate all the new hires. We have exciting things happening in our school district and we welcome everyone to our Lake Station family. So thank you all for being here. This is fantastic. I hope everyone comes out next month and we appreciate you being here.
Thank you. So, just keep in mind, it's never too early to start thinking about those scholarships. As we said, over $2 million worth of scholarships. So as you move into junior high and everything like that, look out for that 21st Century Scholars Program, fill out that application, jump through the hoops. They're not too bad really. And, start focusing on that. But thank you all. And, we'll go ahead and adjourn this meeting. Thank you.